DASCAR Pole Pro Series continues its mini world tour in Circuit ICAR in Canada for the running of the Grand Prix du DuPont. Two races like the last one we had in Spain. This time though, the lower numbered cars go first and then the higher numbered cars go later. Avi Sachs starts on the pole. He's trying to pull away against Joseph Onesto. They're battling side by side for the first lap, and Sachs clears Onesto down the straightaway, and this would be a massive wreck fest of a weekend. And probably for whatever reason, they pulled out a caution every time drivers spin off turn one. Oh man, Skylar Dixon hard hit down the concrete or something like that, but he gets a hit on those barriers and he's done for the day. And I think Eric Heiden got the worst as well. He blew up his engine. Isaiah Burnett spinning. There you see Dylan Thoreau spinning. Ryan Casey spun out in a corner, and we would see this all throughout the entire weekend at ICAR. I mean, it was terrible. Everybody was wrecking. There were cautions every green flag lap. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I really didn't. I really wasn't expecting this weekend to be really wreckful and really bad. I apologize, but I'm just letting you guys know that it was that. It ended up this way during the entire weekend, and man, it was pretty ugly. Sachs led with, well, halfway through. No one was able to challenge him from the lead. Piet was able to try to challenge him. Joseph Onesto gets too high. He got too high in the first corner, and again, the caution came out when they were spinning on that corner. Last time in Barcelona, the caution did not come out, but in this case, they're pretty strict about cautions, and I apologize for that. There was no way for me to fix it unless you had to do some tinkering, but I didn't want to mess up the game, didn't want to mess up the track, and I didn't want it to not work, so there was nothing else I could do about it. So I do apologize if this racing is not what you want it to be. It's certainly not what I wanted to see, so more wreckful, and the race went under caution, and there wasn't much fun anyway. There wasn't any battles for the lead in race number one. Avi Sachs just completely dominated this entire race. He led every single lap, and he's got challenger Alou Akbar in the back, but he's not going to have enough time. And coming off the final corner, Avi Sachs is going to win race one of the Grand Prix du DuPont. And here are the results from race one. I'm surprised only two drivers were tired, even after everybody else just slipped and slid everywhere and wrecked everybody else in the back. I'm surprised only two actually were out of the race. So anyway, hope you enjoyed race one for what it is. Let's hope race two is much better. I'm really hoping. So anyway, Sachs wins race one. Here comes race number two. Well, the skies have cleared up for race number two, so that's a good start. There you see Philip Goldberg on the pole and David Johansen starting on his outside. They're battling side by side on lap number one. This is what we saw in race number one. And drivers wrecking in the back. So the wrecks have not improved from the last race. Why am I saying wrecks have not improved? Yeah, that didn't sound right. I apologize. David Johansen got the better line of Philip Goldberg. And that was the only time, let me tell you, that was the only time that anyone had a chance for the lead throughout the entire race, or weekend, I should say. But anyway, more spins down the first corner. Nothing I could do about that. The AI just loves to wreck, loves to crash at this track. They love to get loose on the corner for whatever reason. It just was a complete mess this weekend. We're just gonna get through this because I did both races already, and we can't just change it mid-race. That's just not how it goes here. But more drivers spinning. Ooh, Tony Green, he hit the concrete again, the wall, and he's smoking. Oh, just like what happened last race. Oh, this is like a cloned copy of race one, a complete wreck fest throughout. No lead changes, and some passes here and there in the back. Yeah, this is not, of course, not the weekend we're expecting. But we're just going to get through this, and hopefully we're going to have fun with this. But anyway, more drivers spinning. Lawler actually got 2 free positions after those 2 spins, so good for him. He got really good positioning. Johansen's still leading right now, as well. Road courses don't do a lot of lead changes too much. and this one's no exception, unfortunately. But there are some road courses that make battles for the lead more relevant and much better and much more intense, but this is not one of those courses. And Joseph Shrigley looks to battle against Alex Hawking, one of the few battles for the positions we've seen today in the weekend. And looks like Shrigley is looking to have the advantage coming down the chicane. And Shrigley looks like he's cleared Hawkins, but Hawkins still has one more trick up his sleeve. Ooh, boy, look at the run he got on top. And the Ford takes away the 00's position. What a move he made. One of the few great moves and great moments here today in this weekend in ICAR. And you saw Tony Green, he retired from the race. Surprisingly, only one retired so far, despite these drivers spinning in the very first turn, and it just ruins the weekend for us. And, well, I do apologize, but I do promise you the next race, which is the last in the International Tour, World Tour, the Mini World Tour, is in Mexico City. It's going to be completely different than what you see in what you usually see in Mexico in years before, in seasons past than here. So anyway, David Johansen wins, no contest in race 2. So Abbey Sachs, David Johansen dominate the entire weekend and win here in the Grand Prix du DuPont. So that'll be it for our dual races. Our next race will be in Mexico City to wrap up the Mini World Tour. Hope you guys will join us then, even after a disastrous weekend here at ICAR. We'll see you in Mexico.